You're on your couch, phone in hand, scrolling. Rent went up. Groceries went up. And somewhere in your feed, some guy your age is flexing a portfolio worth 6 figures. You lock your phone, and you think, what if I just started? Not big, not risky, just $100 every single month. Here's the deal. Every month, on the same day, $100 leaves your account and goes into a simple, low-cost index fund, something that tracks the overall stock market. No stock picking, no stock picking, no stock picking. No checking your phone every 5 minutes to see if you're rich yet. Stock market has averaged around 8% per year over the long run, after accounting for the rough years mixed in with the good ones. That's the number we'll use here. Some years you'll be up 20%, some years you'll be up 20%. But we're playing the long game, so let's zoom out one more rule. You don't touch it. No matter what happens in the news, no matter what your friends are doing with their money, you let it sit. And you let it grow. Simple to say, let's see if it's worth it. Year 1, first month, you send your first $100. Your balance, $100. Riveting stuff. Month 6, you've put in $600. Your count shows 619. Riveting stuff. Month 6, you've put in $600. Your count shows 618. You check it, feel slightly underwhelmed, and close the app. This is the bore middle when medis be happening. By the end of year 1, you've contributed 12 $12 out of your own pocket. Your balance sits around $1,045. That's $45 the market gave you for doing absolutely nothing except showing up. It's not exciting yet, but you didn't quit. And that's the only thing that matters right now. Year 5, something shifts fast forward. You've kept this going through a job change, a breakup, a year where your car needed new brakes and you almost paused your investing to cover it. You didn't. You did. Kept going. 5 years in, you put in a total of $6,000. Your account now shows $7,350. For the first time, the number sitting there is bigger than what you personally put in by more than $1,000. That extra $1,350, it's money your money made while you were living your life. This is the moment compound growth stops being a boring math class term and starts being real. It's not fast, but it's undeniably working. Year 10, the turning point, 10 years of $100 a month. You've contributed $12,000 total, about the price of a decent used car, spread out over a decade so gently you barely felt it. Your balance, around $18,300. The market has now added over $6,000 on top of what you put in. Growth is starting to outpace your own contributions month by month. Here's the part that changes how people think. In year 1, growth added you about $45. In year 10 alone, growth adds you more than $1,300 without you increasing your contribution by a single dollar. Same $100 a month, completely different result. Because now, you're not just earning on what you put in, you're earning on what you already earned. That's the entire secret, and it's been sitting in plain sight the whole time. Year 20. Life has had 20 years. Maybe you've moved. Maybe you've got a family now, a mortgage, a completely different life than the one you had when you sent that first $100. But this one habit never stopped running quietly in the background. Total contributed, $24,000. Total balance, around $58,900. The market has now added more money to your account than you ever put in yourself, by a wide margin. Let's compare this to the version of you who kept that same $100 a month in a regular savings account instead, earning close to nothing after inflation. That version of you has about $24,000, exactly what was put in, and worth noticeably less in real terms because prices have gone up around it. Same discipline, same $100. One decision, where to put it, created a gap of nearly $35,000. Year 30. Compound interest takes the wealth 30 years in. You've contributed $36,000 across 3 decades, less than a lot of people spend on a single new car. Your balance now sits around $149,000. Read that again. Your money has grown to over 4 times what you actually put in, without you ever increasing that $100 a month. At this stage, the market is now adding more to your account in a single year than you contribute in 3. You're no longer the main engine of your own growth. Your past decisions are. Every $100 you sent years ago is still out there, working a shift you don't have to clock into. Year 40. 40 years. A full working lifetime of the exact same habit. $100 a month. No increases, no dramatic strategy, just consistency. Total contributed $48,000. Final balance, approximately $339,000. Let that sink in. You personally put in $48,000 in pure growth on top of that. Roughly $6 in growth for every $1 you contributed. That's the version of you who never made 6 figures in a year, never picked a winning stock, never timed the market. Just someone who decided one ordinary day that $100 a month was worth the sacrifice, and never talked themselves out of it. Now here's the twist. What if, instead of $100 a month for those same 40 years, you'd have contributed $96,000? It had been $200 a month for those same 40 years. You'd have contributed $96,000. It would land around $698,000, because every extra dollar you added got the same 40 years to compound as the first one did. This is why the amount matters less than most people think, and starting early matters more than almost anything else. A 25-year-old investing $100 a month will very often out-earn a 35-year-old investing $200 a month, simply because of the 10 extra years compounding had to work. So, what actually happens if you invest $100 every month? At first, almost nothing. For a while it feels pointless. Then, quietly, your money starts pulling its own weight, and eventually the person who showed up consistently ends up with more than the person who was waiting for the right amount or the right moment to start. You don't need to be rich to start investing. You need to be rich to start investing. You need to start investing to eventually become rich. The $100 was never really the point. The habit was. If this gave you a clearer picture of where consistency can take you, that's exactly what this channel is here for. Subscribe.